Vroom, 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 vroom. Honk, honk. Get in, losers. We're going struggling. Vroom, 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 vroom. Hello, friends, and welcome to another End the Struggle Bus, where we also an empty triangle. So we are back at our tournament report. If you watched the last one, you'll know that we are 1-0 heading into round 2. And round 2, we are playing against Mike, who is a 2K player. I ended up getting black. I don't know how that works. I'm 1K, he's 2K, but that's what the tournament pairing spit out. Mike was the tournament organizer for this event, and so I'd like to thank him for setting up these events. I know the community really appreciates having these events, and I know that I definitely do. Either way, this was a really exciting, really fighty game, so buckle your seatbelt, guys. Although, I guess there are no seatbelts. And why don't school buses have seatbelts? Does anybody else think that's really weird? I don't know. I think it's a little weird. Anyway, for the commentary for this video, I'm going to do it like I did last time, where I'm basically pretending like I'm playing a league game, and I'm going to be going through my thoughts as I do it. I got some good feedback. A lot of people liked that format. I got a couple comments that I wasn't giving black enough time to think, and it made it seem like my opponent was blitzing. So I'll try to do some timing a little better there. Anyway, let's get into this exciting game and see how it goes. Okay, here we go. So I am black this game, and when I play black, I like to play mini Chinese, and so I will open up with a 4-4 and see what our friend does. Our friend opens with a 4-4 as well, so I will do a 3-4 facing, and I'll plan on playing f3 if he plays with the other corner, which he does, and so we will play f3. So often I get pincered here, but otherwise if white slides back, I go to take l3, but we do get pincered here. So I'm just going to jump into the corner, and usually white will block at d3 here, but Mike decides to go this way, and that's perfectly fine. We can go do this variation. This will set up nicely for white at the top, though. But that is perfectly fine. Hopefully you guys are familiar with this. White will now play g5. So what's nice about this is we get Sente. And since white's looking to develop over here, I think we're going to approach his 3-4 as opposed to extending from ours. And I don't want to play too close to this strength right now. So I think I'm just going to approach the 3-4. And do we want to approach low or high? I guess there are obviously differences. I generally prefer high, though the pincer variations can be a little trickier there maybe. I expect I'm going to get pincered either way, but we will play high, though I do expect to probably get pincered as opposed to the connection underneath, and very unsurprisingly, we do get pincered. Yeah, white's going to want to develop here. That's fine. So we will attach underneath. White will typically cut. White can also push, and white does cut, and so we are obligated to cut as well. White will extends down to c15, and then we are going to wedge. White is going to most likely play d14 here, but he did not. So what does that mean for us? Do we just want to connect? So typically with this variation, when white plays here, we sacrifice this stone to get this stone. So I wonder if that's the same thing here, or I wonder if we can extend here. Yeah, I'm unsure. I don't think connecting is the right thing to do. It might be. Then if white extended here, we could go cut and take this outside stone, but that gives white a really big corner. I'm not sure I like that. You want to know what? I'm just going to Atari the stone, and if white wants to trade, white can trade. We'll just kind of get pretty much symmetric shape, but I'll be more than happy with that. So let's see what our friend ends up doing with this. He does not capture. He Ataris instead. I think I'm just going to capture. And I'm sure that he is going to take that trade, and he does take that trade. Kind of symmetric shape here. I think I'm going to take the Hane. I don't want white to get this push. It seems pretty big. though this left side is probably the more important area. We could potentially Tanuki here, go take the corner, go take an extension off this corner, but I am just going to take this Hane. I fully expect white to Hane as well at e13, though white could absolutely Tanuki here. So let's see what he does. He does Hane. I think we are obligated to push, and so I am going to push here, right? If I'm obligated to play this move after taking this Hane. If I didn't want to play this, I wouldn't have taken the Hane. So that's why we do that. Is white going to push again? Probably. Or, he could potentially play something like d9. Well, let's see what he does. Oh, he does Tanuki. Interesting, interesting. So do we want to respond to this? Or do we want to play somewhere else? So my first inclination is to take the pincer to build over here, but that might be a little over concentrated. So that's hard. I guess it's hard to call that over concentrated if we play here. And if I play this way, I'll probably do the same variation that he did on the bottom left. But do we need to do that? Do we need to respond to this stone? Or do we want to go and reduce what he just took a lot of effort to build up? But then he'll come and approach here. I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky. I do think I want to break this up a little bit, though. We can take a peep here. We can take a peep here to threaten this cut. And so actually that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this peep to threaten this cut. Seems pretty important here. I imagine he will respond. I just don't know if he's going to play f4, f5, or something else. And he does play f4. So I am looking at this peep. I'm also looking at extending here, right? Because then we can threaten something like b5, which looks to link up with the stone. So yeah, let's do this first. This is a large move in its own right. And we'll see if white wants to attack this stone, maybe follow up over here. Otherwise, I suspect white will block, and white does block, and that is fine. I think I want to go take a look at this peep now. Just get some light stones in here, just to break this up a little bit. This does seem like a move that needs to be responded to, so I do expect white to respond, and I don't think covering on top or underneath will really work. I do think just white needs to protect, and white does protect. So is this enough? Are those two stones annoying enough on their own, and I can Tanuki? Probably, right? And again, we can look at the pincer. We can look at extending off of our 3-4 stone. But I do think I want one more stone over here. So let's go play a move like e9. And just to kind of make a little loose connection over here, just make it really tricky for white to get any profit here. So maybe this isn't right. Maybe I should have just responded here or here. But I think we can make this work. White's going to question us on that. That's fine. That's fine. This is not a surprising move. We do need to do something about this, though. So we can look at the connection on either side, but we do have to acknowledge that we are kind of in white's area. And I'm willing to give up probably any of these stones except e9. I don't think I want to give e9 up, but I'm willing to give either of the two other stones up. So I think I'm going to go this way, threaten to connect here. The white's just going to block at f13, and are we okay with that? Are we okay with white getting the Hane at the head of 2? Probably not, but maybe we're kind of committed at this point. Because it's not like white's going to be getting a lot of profit from that. It's just basically going to be denying us from profit. So yeah, let's play here. And I'm not sure there's any other move than f13, but maybe Mike will find something different there. But he does not. So are we really going to let him play g14? Because if we extend, then a move like h11 probably gets really dangerous. Or a move like h12. So do we just need to jump out first? Yeah, well, one thing that's interesting is if we jump out and he takes the Hane, there's going to be a cut here that we might be able to take advantage of at some point in time. So yeah, maybe we just got in trouble a little early here, but I do think this is just what we need to do. What happens if he plays G12 here before the Hane? I guess that's just fine. That forces us to get strong. So he does take the Hane. So what do we do now? We could look at cutting immediately, but I don't think that's going to work. White with Atari and then push through. We could peep, but that's just going to force White to fix his cut. I don't like that. So let's just, you want to know what? Let's just focus on getting this group strong. Once this group is strong, we can move on and deal with the rest of the game. And maybe this is just a fair exchange, right? Our group's still alive. And so we'll just play here and, just take that. We had potential here. It got taken away. White had potential here. It got taken away. And everything hopefully is, everything's hopefully even there. Okay, so White jumps here, and that's fine. We've got a few options here. So we can just quickly get life with this group with B18. It's a pretty big move. It's got the follow-up of B16, which is just endgame, so we wouldn't take that, but that gets us alive pretty quickly. We can also look to play something like G18, which will get us alive quickly, but then White can just press us down. We can also potentially look at something over here to split up these two groups, because again, I am eyeing this cut now that we're stronger here. We might be able to get away with that. So if we're able to pressure the other side, we could do something there. And yeah, no, I kind of like that. Because if White goes and does something, we can connect underneath, or we can get life, or we can, we've got multiple ways to get life. So yeah, let's just go play this interesting little kind of pincer move and see what that gets us. And this is probably going to turn into a fighty game because of how this is turning out, but that is fine. So White looks to split us, and yeah, we need to get life quickly. There's really only one move to do, and so we're just gonna do it with B18. But now White gets Sente. I suspect he'll play something like K16 to go after our J17 stone. Maybe he'll just fix the cut right now with something like G12. White has options. White decides to take this Atari. Sure. I guess he just wants to get his squeeze on, and that's fine. We'll capture this. I still want to make sure. We can potentially at least threaten the cut at G13. So White does do that. We absolutely need to capture. I fully suspect he's going to play G15 now, and he does. And we are going to connect. Look at that. Look at that lovely shape. Things have gone well when you have this dumpling shape here. This is really just like a perfect example of efficiency in shape. So, but at least I think we get this in Sente, because I'm pretty sure White needs to fix the cut now. He wants to Ko, huh? I mean, we don't even need to do the Ko. We can just live. But it's kind of a fun Ko. And anybody who's watched me play knows that I can't say no to a Ko. And this is a pretty big one. And it's advantageous for us because he has to find the first threat. So I mean, he's obligated to play A16 now. There's no other move, and we're absolutely going to take, and we're gonna have just a really early Ko fight. Sure, that's how we're going to do it. So his first Ko threat is E2. That's perfectly fine. And yeah, we're absolutely going to answer that one. I'm sure he's going to take back, and he does. And so now it's time for us to find a nice threat. So you want to know what? Let's just use a nice local threat. We can use F17 here, which threatens to push through. And so I'm pretty sure White needs to connect, and White does connect, and we will come back and take the Ko. And so now it is White's turn to find his next co-threat. It's interesting with early game, early game co's because it's really the co-threats are usually pretty limited. Though, potentially he could play G10, or he can play B2. I don't like B2. That just gives me points. I'm more than happy to respond with A3. This is a big move. I'll take it. That's cool. And okay, so he retakes the ko, obviously. Do we just want to get life and be done with it? Let's just get life and be done with it. Because we'll get this, he should snooky here. But we're alive now, so I think everything is fine. And he does go and take. Okay. But we get Sensei out of this. We got just a handful of points. He's got crazy strength. Still looking at the cut at G13. But this group is so strong. There's nothing I can do with it yet. Especially because we've got this stone. You want to know what? I think maybe now is the time to play M17. Turn this pincer on. It'll get this stone a little stronger. So that maybe we can do something with this cut. So yeah, let's play here and see what this gets us. I'll be interested in seeing. Is White gonna jump out? Is White gonna go in the corner? I hope he goes in the corner, but he jumps out. Not surprising. Not surprising at all. Okay, I think I need to keep pace with him. Make sure that this group doesn't get too strong, or this group not get too weak. Though our corner is gonna get weaker as this gets stronger. So we'll see. This could be a really tricky situation because we've got two groups to worry about. White really only has one. Though, again, there is this cut here. I do wonder if we'll be able to get anything from it. So White just jumps out. Is now the time, guys? Is now the time to take that cut? Am I strong enough? Am I strong enough up here to be able to take this cut? I think so. If nothing else, the fight will get this group stronger as it runs out, and then maybe we can counterattack here. You want to know what? Let's make some mayhem in this game. Let's take this cut. It looks juicy. I don't know what it's going to turn into, other than it's obviously going to be a really nasty fight. But I'm here for it. I am here for it. So White Atari is only move we have is to extend here. And I suspect White will fix with something like J14. But let's see. Let's see what our friends plays. Our friends plays here. Okay, so do we want to just jump out now? Do we want to peep this cut? Might be worth peeping that cut. Because that gets us some interesting shape here too. Sure, let's do that. Though now that I've played this, I think J14 was the move. It threatens both cuts. Oh well. Oh well, hopefully that doesn't get us too badly here. Okay. So, what now? I think we still have to we do probably still have to run. I just wanted to get this, gets us probably one eye here, maybe half an eye. But I don't think this is going to come down to eyes too much. I think we just need to run out. We can't let White connect here. But this is interesting. This is really interesting because this group isn't alive. It's got a lot of liberties, but it's not alive yet. So White will, need to be a little careful there. Okay, White plays the Hane. Right, we just have to cover here. And I'm happy to take this move. Gets us good shape. Looks to get us an eye here. We can always take, the horrific forcing moves at N16, N14, N18. Well, N18 isn't forcing, but those are. And we can probably get enough to live there. Okay, so White pulls back with N18. I feel like that is in the wrong direction. It doesn't actually affect much of the fight that's going on here. Because again, I didn't think I was really going to get two eyes over here. There was a chance of it, but I don't think that's changed things too much. what it has changed, this stone's looking awfully lonely right now. And I don't want this fight to drive out and then just get surrounded and have this stone potentially die. So let's strengthen this stone. Just going to play here, and that way I can just focus on this group. I think this move was probably a mistake, giving me the timing to be able to kind of play away on this fight, uh, and get the corner stronger. So okay, so White's looking to surround now. But White's got a lot of weaknesses in this shape. White's got a cut here, here. We've got these two cuts. We've got this Atari. And White needs to be a little careful because if we get this cut here again, White is not alive yet. White is not alive yet. And so if we play here and White covers and we cut White Ataris, we extend, then N12 threatens to kill White's two stones here. And if White gets surrounded, then White's in a lot of trouble. And what I mean by that, I can show the thought process here. If I play here and White covers, and I Atari, or I cut White Ataris and I extend, if White comes out this way, I can play here to connect out. That is what I am looking at. But I wonder if first we should just take this Atari, or if we should go here first. Let's take the Atari first, and that way we'll get the nice bamboo. White does connect, and we can look at the bamboo. We can also look at this peep. Let's take the peep first. I want to make sure that White's liberties are low and potential eye space is low. So we'll go there, threaten the cut, and White throws in. Sure, we will capture. I suspect White's going to play h17 now to get bad shape on us. That is fine. Yep, we'll connect, and White is going to have to connect to h14. There's no other move. Okay, yep, that works too, because we can't play h14 because then we get captured. So let's go fix that first with this, and now I think White has to play h14, else that group dies. Okay, but now, right now we can do this thing that we went over earlier. We can play this bamboo joint. If White's blocks, we can cut, which threatens N12 to kill these two stones. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to play this. These things are getting awfully tricky here. Awfully tricky. Okay, so White Ataris. I'm not sure that actually does anything because the stone is already netted, and that doesn't take any liberties away, so that's fine. Sure. And again, I don't think that really changes much of anything. We only have one eye here. We need to escape. So White does block us there. I think we're pretty obligated to take this cut now. That was kind of the whole plan, right? Just going to do some more reading here. We've got an eye. We have a lot of liberties, and White actually doesn't have very many liberties at all. So I don't think White can go and take the other side and try to fight us. So let's go and do this and see where this goes. This might be like game-ending fight territory. I hope things go. I hope things don't go unexpected here. Okay, so White Ataris. We obviously have to save the stone. This is the whole point of this, is that we need to get N12 here. I mean, that's just what needs to happen. Okay, so White extends here. Actually, is White just in trouble here? At first, I assumed I couldn't block at J10 because of the ladder, but the ladder doesn't work because of the Atari at M12. Oh, is White dead? What happens if we play here? How does white get out of this? White doesn't have very many liberties at all, and we've got this eye. White has an eye here, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah, what happens? What happens if we play here? This this looks tough for white. This looks very, very tough for white. Is white just dead now? So white has one eye, but one isn't two. So we can't let white get h19 here. So we can play h19 and connect either way. We can play j19. Yeah, let's play j19 because that'll threaten to get more liberties. So I don't think this is going to be a liberty race. I think white's just dead. I think white is locally dead unless he can find a way out of this. Okay, so he wants this to turn into a ko, but this isn't a ko. We can just connect. That's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna connect. Just be done with it. Of course, now maybe this does turn it into a ko for kill, but we can always descend to f19 first. Wow. Okay. So we just need to make sure that we don't fall short on liberties, and this threatens to net us now. So we need to fix this cut. So do we want to play either the hanging connections, or do we just want to connect? I think we just need to connect. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I think this group's dead. And if that's the case, this is our game to lose, and so we just need to make sure that we don't lose it. So okay, so white has Tanuki, so white does not see any way to revive that group, and I don't. The group looks dead to me. Okay, so as long as we don't mess things up, I think we should have a pretty easy game from here on out. But I have certainly lost easier games than this. Okay, so let's push him towards our stone, and we'll fix this. Hopefully we get Tanuki, and then we can come and play something like p3. Okay, he Hane's underneath. We can look at this, but honestly, I think it's just important that I don't mess up too badly over here in a weak group. So we're just gonna play here. This will get us some strength. White will most likely respond to this, and then we can just jump to R11, and white plays S18. Sure, I guess let's take the Atari first. The Atari is free, so we'll go take this, and if white Tanukis, then we can Tanuki as well. If white fills, then we'll jump out. If white pincers us, we can capture. So white does connect. So yeah, we're just gonna jump. Keep the group nice and strong. We obviously don't care about the S17 stone if white wants to capture it. That is our gift for him. But this is feeling pretty good. So now white approaches our 3/4 stone. Don't need to. I don't think we need to do anything fancy here. I think we can just do the basic variation, and it will be fine. So let's just connect underneath. See which way our opponent goes with it. Our opponent does this variation. Sure, we will just connect and stay connected. I'm assuming he's going to Hane. He does Hane. I typically just connect here, and I think that's what we're going to do. Again, I just want to keep my group solid. We're so far ahead now. Just as long as we keep our group solid, we will be fine. And here, if white plays something like S5, we'll Hane. If white extends, we'll Hane. So we're going to take whatever Hane white gives us. So white extends that way. I will go take this Hane just to secure the corner. I think that's all we need to do here. White extends. We can extend one more time. I know we're pushing from behind on the second line, but when we play this, it's a forcing move, because otherwise we can Hane at the head of 2. And what's nice is after white extends, the turn at S7 isn't huge. It's not Sente. It's not as big as if we didn't play here and let white turn. So white jumps. Can I push again? I can consider pushing again because it threatens the cut. I can consider the jump here. We've got options. I can even consider a move like S9 to threaten to connect and fully firm this group up. Sure, let's do that because we can either connect at S8, we can push out. I think this is fine, and white blocks here. But this is nice, right? Because we've got the two stones. We don't need to respond to this move. We can play away. So what do we want to do? Is this group 100% okay? I feel like it probably is, but we've got this free move at P14. Might as well just take it because I don't think white's going to want to get cut here. So let's go play this and see what our opponent wants to do. Though now that I play that, I'm not so sure it's Sente. I'm not so sure it's Sente. But I don't think white wants us to I don't think white wants us to cut that. I'd be surprised if he doesn't do something with it. Okay, so he plays this. So we need to be a little careful now because now we have lost a liberty, and while bamboo joints are strong at staying connected, they're quite bad. They've got a liberty shortage situation because if white plays M14 and we play L14, we remove one of our own liberties. So anytime this happens, we need to be mindful. And you want to know what? I'm not sure there's anything there for white. But we are so far ahead right now that I just need to make sure that we're not going to blunder this. And so I know it's a pass move, guys. Don't judge me. Absolutely judge me. Absolutely judge me when I play bad moves like this. But we're just going to play here, and this is kind of our declaration of victory. Just we can take a move and just say, okay, it's your turn, but this group is definitely dead, and now it is on you to figure out a plan to win this game, and I think white's going to struggle to do that. Okay, so white's looking to take the center, but there really isn't much there to be had. I feel like M3 is probably the only move here. Or we could consider something like K6 to see if we can surround this, maybe something like K7. Or we can also look to punch through here or thread to punch through here. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. Maybe we're keeping things too simple. But generally when you've got a game, when you're winning a game, simplifying the game is how you want to proceed. Just as long as you keep the game simple, as long as you're not giving too much up, right? As long as you keep it simple, I think you're in a fine spot. Okay, so we're kind of back to the same spot. We can play N3, we can play something like K7. We can maybe do something like this. Is this free? I think this move's free. Because white can't let us cut, because then white would need to fix here, and we can cut through here. Sure, let's go take this just as kind of a silly little free sensei move, and then white connects. That is fine. And so I did this last game too, so I'm kind of jumping in a little bit here. As I go through this little exercise where I'm playing the game back. There are some moves that kind of surprise me, and in hindsight, I just simply can't justify them. And this is another move. So the last game had one, and this game one has one. We're just gonna move past this. I have no idea why I played this move. I cannot justify it here. It does threaten a cut, but the cut isn't important at all. So we're just gonna move past the fact that I play just a 100% Gote move here. I don't know why. The games are long. Maybe the pressure got to me. I don't know. I played a bad move. We're going to pretend it didn't happen, and we're going to continue playing. So we're just like, hey, white, take Sente again. I don't want Sente. Can you please take it And Mike says, yeah, I'm going to take this turn because you were talking about playing N3 for like 5 moves in a row, and you didn't play it, so I'm going to stop you from playing it. And that makes sense. So now that we can't play N3, we're going to play the other move we were considering, which is K7. So this threatens to kill this stone on a larger scale, right? If we get something like G7 now, this is a somewhat big capture. And this also looks to turn this into Dame, turn this into Dame. So we've kind of got two directions we can go with this, and we can also go attack this stone. So white defends this way, so we can look to jump further down or go attack this stone. I think jumping down, I think there's more potential here. This really isn't that big. So let's go jump, threaten to take the potential away from here, and see how white wants to play this. So white looks to block. That's fine. We're just going to keep on pushing in. Going to keep on pushing in, and see what he wants to do. I suspect that maybe he'll play L5, L3. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. He plays the Hane. I feel like the Hane is a little dangerous, but that is fine for now. So what do we want to do now? Do we want to come back and play G7? Do we want to push in more here? And I think we can because of this weakness here. Sure, let's go push in here. I'll get these stones a little stronger. So we can just play this Hane. We can also play this attachment because L5 isn't going to work. So sure, let's play this attachment. If white plays L5, our connection works because of the double Atari. And so now white plays over here. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, I mean we weren't going to get points over here anyway. Sure, let's just block and make sure that we can kill that stone. Yeah, that should be fine. And then he wants to save that stone. Interesting. Well, we're going to extend this stone, so the question is, are we going to extend down, or are we going to extend to the side? And I think extending down is what makes sense here, right? Keep the pressure on these two stones, and I can always Atari, then Atari the stone for the capture. So sure, let's go extend here, and yeah, I guess is white going to connect up? What's white's plan here? So white does that, and that's fine. Do we just want to go take these stones now? No, let's go take D10, because that threatens to kill these two stones. So we'll play here. If white plays something else, we'll just go and Atari and capture those stones. Okay, so he extends, and we will extend for the same reason. If white doesn't play there, we can go and capture. And so white plays away. So we can go, it doesn't work. Crap. If I play there, white gets to play here, and Atari's these two stones and those two stones. Darn. And now we're surrounded. Oh, what a mistake. But I think we're okay. We've got enough room to live here. We can play B6, which threatens to connect to this stone. Okay, let's just start with the Atari here, so that we'll get a little more eye space. And white does connect. That is fine. Probably just going to play B6 here. Gets us eye space and threatens to connect. But actually, first let's go poke at some cuts. Just get some eye space here. Going to play this. This threatens the cut there, because if white lets us get this, we can Atari and push through. So white can't let us do that. So white fixes that. That is fine. We'll just connect here. Threaten to push through. White does fix, and let's go peep this hanging connection before I do anything over here. But eventually we're gonna land at B6. But might as well just play this peep first, and white does connect, and yeah, now is the time to play b6. Gets us some good eye space, and again, if we get to play a4, we just connect underneath. So so yeah. So Mike jumps in. I don't think that's gonna do anything though. I mean, that's the vital point, but I can just connect out. So we're not fully surrounded yet. So not too much fear yet. We can also just play c7 or d7. Yeah, let's play this. We need to protect this cut, and playing here does that. If he cuts, we can just Atari and ladder down. But now he plays the diagonal. Okay, but we can go and play this, which should be fine. So yeah, we'll play here. Same thing. It still protects the cut. If he cuts, we just Atari and then capture. So that doesn't change anything. That does not change anything. So I can probably push through here. Honestly, that's pretty clean. I can play here and threaten that cut, threaten this cut. But you want to know what? I'm just going to keep this super simple. I'm just going to play here. It threatens this cut, threatens this cut. I can still connect. And white connects up here. Does this work now? You want to know what? I'm overthinking this. I've already, whatever. I'm just going to connect. I'm just going to connect and just be done with it. This is just, yeah. This got out of hand. We're alive. Everything's still fine. Everything is still fine. Okay. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna connect. That's fine. And I feel like white has to play b10 now. White does play b10 now. But we're alive. We're fully alive. We're connected. There's nothing white can do to stop that connection. So I think we can go play away. I think we can go play away. And sure, let's play this. It threatens to capture one of these two stones, threatens to push in a little more firmly. So let's go do that. White plays here. Sure, that's fine. We'll play here. Threatens to kill the stone. Stays connected. Everything's nice and simple there. Let's just connect here. Otherwise, white can play here and then Atari and connect and cut us off. So let's do this. This fully connects everything now. There are no cuts here. We still have the cut at L4. So that is good. And white blocks here. Yeah, let's just go take this, right? This is it kills that stone because I don't think white can let us get that side. And oh no. Oh no, is all this dead now? What happens if we do this? I think, is this all dead now? Yeah, but we can just play here, right? And it even comes in Sente on this side, because if we get L2, then those stones die. Yeah, we just somehow ended up completely surrounding this group. Yeah, this one unfortunately went off the rails a little bit. We can just connect up, and yeah, this group's dead now. So we've killed two very, very large groups. Yeah, white's gonna try, but I don't think there's anything here. So let's go play here. It threatens the cut, though I think we can. Honestly, I think we probably could have Tanuki'd, but this obviously if this group dies, the game's completely completely over. So sure, let's just connect. And I don't think there's anything white can do here. Yeah, I don't think that really matters. That doesn't get white an eye. So let's just play here, fix this cut. White takes, it's just whatever. Like, we don't even have to deal with that. White now has one eye, but one is not two. So we just need to make sure that he does not get a second eye. I don't see any way for him to get an eye here. But again, we're just going to just play super solid here. Just make sure there's no way he can get back into this. Sure, yeah, we'll just connect. That is fine. And then sure, tries to make a second eye, but yeah, we're just obviously going to deny that. There's really nothing that can happen here. Sure, yep, but we're connected. We're connected. There's nothing there. Yeah. But yeah, this one is over. I suspect that we will probably get the resignation pretty soon. So white captures there. Let's just play here. Once we get this, then white will run out of liberties and we'll just capture and it'll all be over. And this is the point where Mike did resign. The writing obviously was on the wall for a long while in this game. And this is where he resigned, after losing a second very large group. I feel like we got away with something early in the game. Very surprised that this cut ended up working. Not only surprised that it worked, but that it ended up getting a kill. Like you guys, anybody who's watched the channel knows that I never aim to kill a group. That's never the goal in any of my attacks. So when I took this cut, the goal was never kill this group. It was just keep the group weak so that we can get some profit elsewhere on the board by attacking the weak group. But yeah, once we were able to find this this cut here by the peep, and then this and this cut. Once I found this cut and realized just how severe it was when I was able to play this, I knew, obviously the game is over at this point in time unless I blunder. But we've all been there, right? We have all been there where we're up by 30 points and then we go make the 40-point blunder and we end up losing. I played a league game 2 weeks ago where that happened, where I was up by about 25 points. I made a 35-point blunder, ended up losing the game. It was pretty silly. And so yeah, so it was definitely it was a pretty stressful game. Mike, one thing you guys don't see here is Mike's playstyle. He's very confident with his moves. Like just the way he lays the stones down and plays his moves. You can tell he is confident. And so it's like sometimes like that, like psychologically it tricks you a little bit. You're like, ooh, he seems real confident about that move. Am I missing something? So I was always on edge a little bit this game, especially at the beginning when we were getting in that co-fight in the corner and just how he was playing things. I got caught off guard a little bit. So yeah, it was a stressful game, even though we got a pretty big win on this one. So yeah, so we are 2-0 now. Good place to be. Again, my goal is to go through at least 3-1 in this tournament, but maybe we can get the 4-0. That would be pretty fantastic. But I'm sure we'll have to get through some pretty strong players if we're gonna do that. So that's where we're going to leave this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you look forward to the next 2 games. With the holidays coming up, don't expect those anytime soon. But we'll see. So if I don't see you until then, enjoy your holidays and New Year. I'll catch you on the other side. Maybe I'll be able to squeeze out another video between now and then, but I probably not. So anyway, as for always, thanks for coming out for another Ride and Struggle Bus where every wheel's named Triangle. Have a good one, guys.